Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to formally welcome you to the intersection of Canyon Creek Parkway and Marketplace Drive, which I think could also be dubbed the intersection of planning and progress. This intersection in commercial retail development as a whole represents the best kind of success when public and private entities work and plan together for the overall economic vitality of a community. Let me share a few quick facts about the Canyon Creek development courtesy of our Assistant City Manager, Seth Parents. There is currently 2.5 miles of new road constructed in the development. There's still 0.8 miles of road to be constructed in the future. While the dollar amount of private investment is fairly visible with the buildings you see around us and going vertical, what's not so easily seen is the investment by the developer in installing approximately $9.5 million of public infrastructure in the area. There is currently 350,000 total square feet of retail growth in Canyon Creek development. There is another 650,000 future square feet of retail growth planned. Now think about that for a minute. What you see today is less than half of what you're going to see in the future of retail square footage. There is 65 acres that will house a regional hospital facility. Through cooperation with our neighbors Springville and the Mountain Land Association of Governments, the road we stand on today is planned to run parallel to I-15 all the way to Provo. There will be a freeway interchange added at I-15 and 2700 North. There will be 3 signal lights added at the intersections of Kirby Lane, Walmart, and Marketplace Drive. Some of my colleagues on the City Council were here when there were 3 signal lights in the whole city, so that's kind of a big deal. I'll let you guess who those guys are. So, big question, what does that mean to all of us as residents and businesses of Spanish Fork? First, a few advantages that I see for residents. It means that there are more options to spend our hard-earned dollar locally, keeping our taxes low. It means more jobs in the private industry, and for us and our posterity. Chamber President Stacy Beck, our current Chamber President, you can see her daughter nights and weekends working across the street at Culver's. It means being able to hire and retain the best and brightest folks to keep our lights on, our streets clean, and our water running. A few advantages that I see for businesses. Better access for our customers to get to town and transact business. More options to purchase the items we use in our businesses on a daily basis. And more overall exposure to a consumer segment that will now travel here as a destination rather than just passing through. And all the excitement of the new 12-plex theaters, new restaurants, new clothing stores, etc., one of the things I'm most proud about is that this council, chamber, residents, and city staff have not forgot the people that brought us here. As the chamber can confirm, the city has concurrently made substantial investments in our historic Main Street. From the CPAP program that will bring architect and planning professionals from across the country for a week-long study of our Main Street in May, to adding a right-of-way and street lights on the north end of Main Street, the public dollars spent downtown this year are well into the hundreds of thousands. Combine the private dollars and we're in the millions of invested dollars on Spanish Fork's Main Street. To me, this simply confirms the reputation of Spanish Fork City leading on so many fronts. The current council, made up of 2 general contractors, an insurance agent, a retired educator, a current educator and lieutenant colonel in the National Guard, and a banker, simply want the same things you want: a safe and successful place to live with our families. While we hold dear to our heritage, we welcome progress. As the recent articles written about Spanish Fork can confirm, the secret of our city's success comes down to the folks that volunteer to serve and make this community better. The ones that aren't asking what their city can do for them, but what they can do for their city. My first assignment from Mayor Leifson over a year ago, now a famous mayor, might I add. He, if you don't know, he was just recognized in the Fab 40 of Utah Valleys magazine. Yes, that's applause worthy. After we cut the ribbon, he'll be over by the curb for autographs and selfies if you want to stick around. His assignment for me was to represent the City Council to the Chamber of Commerce, and this fell directly in line where I was comfortable. Serving as the past president of the Chamber and gaining lifelong and life-changing friendships, I owe credit to them for being an asset to the city through this process that has brought about economic achievement. While we're here today to share in a celebration of the future of our great city, this is only possible because of the decades and years of leadership and service by officials, city staff, and volunteers that came before all of us. I think I can speak for the council in saying a collective thank you. From a championship golf course to an airport, from some of the best ballparks in the West to an unmatched quality of life for nearly 40,000 residents, from a state-of-the-art rodeo arena that hosts one of the largest rodeos in the West, now to a growing and thriving economic hub of retail and industrial commerce, Spanish Fork is living up to the motto of surround yourself and pride and progress. This ribbon cutting today represents a completion of a road, but only the beginning to a prosperous future. So thanks to all of you and congratulations.
Back in 2005, we approached the city and found a very receptive, forward-oriented city council, mayor, and staff. As we talked to them about the future of Spanish Fork, we talk about creating a commerce center that would not only serve the citizens of South Utah County, but would branch out and serve the greater need for healthcare and commerce for most of central Utah. We view this as a strategically critical location. We view this as a location that would support a type of commerce that's unique to this location that doesn't occur everywhere. You can't just do this anywhere. Now, Dave Euler and the staff saw the vision, and it took a little vision, I might add. We're standing in a place today that historically has been best known for being the dump between Springville and Spanish Fork. We're turning this into perhaps the largest commercial project for retail and healthcare that's underway right now on the Wasatch Front. Intermountain Healthcare will own the property, currently owns the property on the west side of Canyon Creek Boulevard, all the way down towards the Apple plant and up towards Lumber 84. So they'll have 58 acres of net ground that they will be developing, making it one of the largest hospital complexes that you'll see on the Wasatch Front, right behind Murray, and just a couple others of equal size up and down the Wasatch Front. The healthcare facility will service not only South Utah County, but all the way down to about I-70 in terms of the service care that people who will be brought up. So today, as Mike had pointed out, we're about a third of the way through the development of the buildings. The project started in 2005 as a concept. The original phase was on 10th North between 2nd East and 6th East. Right now we have Costco with related retail services and banks through there. And as we started on this path, it was one of those things where we look at this and we said, this will work. We believe this from a commercial and economic viability standpoint, but there is a host of problems that need to be overcome. And those are not easy to have addressed and have overcome. We had to start with the fact that the zoning isn't where it needed to be. It wasn't, the appropriate uses weren't in place. The infrastructure is not in place. We had wetlands problems that took us 2 or 3 years to solve, where Costco and the New City Park now is. 2 single-family residential homes, 9 duplexes, 16 mobile homes, 16-acre park that needed to be reconstructed. And on top of all of that, we had to put the land transactions together with 28 separate landowners who all had to agree to sell the properties at the right time, to be able to assemble the property, to be able to take it through the zoning and entitlement process with the city. Now the result of this is that Spanish Fork will have over 1 million square feet of commerce in the form of primarily retail, support office, and related services. We know that you'll have the best technology, the latest healthcare opportunities will be delivered to this community, not only with the other healthcare providers who are in South County right now, but a landmark location for Intermountain Healthcare. And all of this has come together in a public-private partnership with Spanish Fork City, who was willing to invest in the vision that we shared to bring us to this point. We're only a third of the way through. There's a lot more to happen. You'll see continued construction up and down Canyon Creek here over the coming years. We'll have fashion tenants, apparel, shoes, hardware. We have a number of categories that are still coming. More restaurants, entertainment. All of those are the things that you'll see emerge. We would expect, having arrived at this point through a rather difficult process, conceptualized in 2005, land acquired in 2007, fell into the greatest recession since the 1930s in 2008, had Target, had Home Depot committed to go where Costco and other related retail is today. They terminated their agreements. We've reloaded. We've redefined the market. We've redefined the tenants we're going to work with. We now have Costco and Walmart, which are great participants in the project, with many more national and regional tenants to follow. We would hope by 2020 this will be fully completed and operational, and the citizens of Spanish Fork will be able to enjoy the fruits of the investment that have been made by the city and by the developer. And the public-private partnership has produced something that you can be proud of for generations to come. Thank you very much.
I first met Richard my first city council meeting 9 years ago. It was the first city council I came to attended. He presented this plan to us, and it's been really awesome to sit here and watch this whole thing develop. Been frustrating at some times, you know, when we've had businesses all ready to go. We started going, and then through our wetlands issue and the recession, and we lost them. But they came back. Now we've got Costco, Walmart's opening up. We're excited. We're excited for everything that's happened here in Spanish Fork. There's been a lot of hard work, a lot of long hours, a lot of meetings, and we're excited for Richard and his group for what they've done here, and it's going to be awesome. I tell people my goal as the mayor of Spanish Fork is to have Spanish Fork a place where you can stay here and shop and entertain and recreate and do everything. You don't have to leave and go. You can stay right here in Spanish Fork, and we can still maintain that small town, hometown feel. And that's what we've tried to do here. With all the development, with all the growth, we still have the best citizens. We still have the best recreation program around, and just great volunteers. That's why, you know, we're being recognized as through one survey, we were the #1 city in the Utah to live in the Spanish Fork, and we're excited about that.